All right, let's just dive right in. We have all been there, right? You're at a corporate training day, there's free coffee, maybe some fun icebreakers, and a really charismatic speaker. You leave feeling pumped up, totally energized. But then, a week later, you realize nothing, literally nothing, has changed about how you actually work. So today, we're going to unlock the professional blueprint that separates training that just feels good from training that actually works. This quote from instructional designer Dr. Anita Maddock, wow, it just captures that feeling perfectly, doesn't it? The training session happened, the feedback forms were all smiles, everyone said they had a great time, but the actual problem, the whole reason for the training in the first place, it wasn't solved. The patient died. I mean, does that sound familiar? You had a great time, maybe you even built a tower out of spaghetti and marshmallows, but the second you got back to your desk, it was like it never happened. That gap, that huge canyon between a fun experience and real, lasting learning, that's exactly what we're going to bridge today. So, what's causing this disconnect? Well, it often boils down to the trainer's core mission. Are they there to entertain you, or are they there to design a real learning experience? Let's break down these two, because they are worlds apart. And this slide lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got the entertainer. They're all about the vibes, the fun activities, making sure everyone leaves happy. But on the other side, you have the designer. The designer is obsessed with the outcome. They start with the end goal in mind and work backward. One gives you a fun afternoon, the other gives you a new skill. And the secret weapon the designer uses is something called a learning objective. This right here, this is the blueprint for success. A learning objective is not some vague goal like, let's get better at communication. No, it's a precise, measurable statement. For the person teaching, it tells them exactly what to focus on, and for you, the learner, it tells you what you'll be able to do by the end. It's the difference between just wandering around in the woods and following a map to a very specific treasure. So how in the world do we create these powerful blueprints? Well, luckily for us, there's a time-tested framework that makes it incredibly simple and really, really effective. And look, this isn't some new corporate fad that's going to be gone next year. We're talking about Bloom's taxonomy. This has been the gold standard in education and instructional design for over 70 years. And what it does is it breaks down the whole complicated process of learning into three distinct, easy-to-grasp categories. And this is the core idea. And it's so brilliantly simple. See, real learning isn't just about cramming knowledge into your head. It also involves your heart, believing that this new skill is valuable. And it involves your hands, being able to physically perform the skill. A great training program hits all three. For today, we're going to focus on the foundation for all of them, the cognitive, or head domain. Let's start with that head domain, which is the one we use most often. You can think of it like a pyramid. Each level of thinking, each new ability, rests on the one that came before it. You have to build from the bottom up. At the very bottom, the absolute foundation of all learning is simply remembering. This is just about recalling basic facts, definitions, maybe a list of names. Think about memorizing a formula or the key points of a company policy. It's pure recall. But just being able to recall facts isn't enough, right? So that brings us to the next level up, understanding. This is where you can do more than just spit information back out. You can actually explain it in your own words. You get the why behind the what. Now, once you really understand a concept, you can take that crucial leap to applying it. This is where knowledge becomes functional. It's where the rubber meets the road. It's about taking what you know and actually using it to solve a problem or to complete a task you've never done before. Okay, as we climb higher up the pyramid, the thinking gets way more complex. We move from just applying information to analyzing it. This is like being a detective. It's about breaking things down into their component parts to see how they all relate, to spot patterns, and to understand the underlying structure. And after you've analyzed all the pieces, you can step back and evaluate the whole picture. This is where you're able to make judgments, you can defend your opinions based on specific criteria. It's about critiquing an idea or being able to recommend one solution over another and explain why. And finally, at the very pinnacle of the pyramid, we reach create. This is the highest level of thinking there is. This is where you generate totally new ideas or you design a new process. You're not just consuming information anymore, you are producing something entirely new from it. Okay, that's the theory. I get it. But how does this pyramid actually take a training goal from something vague and useless to something really valuable? Let's look at a real-world example to make it concrete. So, let's meet Rajesh. We all know a Rajesh, right? He's a classic case. Technically brilliant, knows his stuff inside and out, but he is a nervous presenter. His company knows he needs help, but a goal like improve his presentation skills is like a destination without a map. It's useless. And this is the magic trick. On the left, that vague goal is a tangled mess. It's totally unmeasurable. But look at the Bloom's objective on the right. It's crystal clear. And notice that powerful verb, apply. We've picked a specific level from our pyramid, so now we know exactly what success looks like. And once we have this clear head goal, we can also design objectives for his heart, like building his confidence, and his hands, like actually practicing eye contact and slowing down his pace. No fluff, just results. So, what's the big point here? This isn't just some academic theory for a textbook. It's a practical, powerful tool that completely changes how we think about teaching and learning. The big takeaway is this. Designing effective learning isn't magic. It's a structured process. It's a science. When you start with a clear, measurable objective that's built on this pyramid, you make sure that every activity, every slide, every single minute is purposeful. You're not just hoping for learning to happen, you are engineering it. And that's what transforms training from just another expense into a powerful, strategic investment in people. So I'll leave you with a final thought to chew on. Whether you're a manager coaching a new teammate, a parent helping with homework, or just a friend explaining a new process, what is one thing you need to teach someone this week? And more importantly, what level of the pyramid is your true goal? Do you just need them to remember a fact? Or do you need them to apply a skill? Or maybe even create a whole new solution? Defining that level, that's the first real step to making your teaching actually count.